Welcome to Fireplace Time with Hani. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can create your dream family. My name is Hani Twersky, mother of 8, and in the last 20 years, I've helped hundreds of parents create a rewarding family life. And I'm going to show you 5 ways that you can create your dream family as well. When I implemented these 5 steps, I was able to become the parent I always knew I could be. Step number 1, getting rid of peer pressure. We all know that heavy weight, needing to please others. We all have a tendency to put other people's approval ahead of our needs. So it's time you take back your sovereignty and put your needs and the needs of your family ahead of everything else. And when we experience pressure from other people around you, we can sometimes feel disempowered and sometimes even not realize that we're giving away our power to somebody else. So what I'm inviting you to do as a first step is to identify who are the people in your life that you feel are important enough, that you feel that kind of pressure that you want to please them, whether they're around or not. I know some of the big dreams that I was after in my life, and I was able to feel a fear of pursuing that dream. And I almost consistently was able to identify the figure of my mother living inside me. I'm inviting you to think, who are those figures who are really impacting your life? Is it an older sibling? Maybe it's a spouse, or maybe it's a parent like in my case. And you wanna, just like I did with my mother, I let her move out of me and let her live on her own and live on my own myself. So I would invite you to make a list of all those people and then very gently and lovingly let them go, just like a helium balloon. So you don't stop yourself from pursuing your dreams, and in this case, around creating the family of your dreams. Step number 2 is taking the time to journal. If you don't have a journal, buy one, especially for your family dream. And my recommendation is to actually block some time out. So if you have time in the next 3 days, and I'm sure you have 10-15 minutes, how I like to do it is take a timer. I used to do it when I was in a marriage that I was extremely unhappy with a bunch of children, and I didn't know how to get out. So this really gave me a sense of empowerment, first to know what I want, what are my dreams in my life. And I would do this every single day. Set a timer to 10-15 minutes. And what goes on the paper? Number 1, brainstorm. Don't think about it. Let all your inner thoughts, feelings, desires, wishes, dreams land on the paper. And the more you're going to do this freestyle journaling, the more you're going to see things reveal itself on the paper about the specifics of what your dream family looks like. And if you want some prompts, I'll give you some. So number 1, I would recommend you write on top of the page, why do I want a family? I'll give you an example from one of my clients. She wrote, I want a family because I have a lot of love that I would like to share. And a lot of parents relate to that because parental love is very unique. And sometimes we have so much love and we have this innate desire to share that with our own child. So what is your why? Another prompt is, what are your 2 top values that are so important that you wish that you can package that and pass it and gift it to your child? Or what are the top 2 values you want your family foundation to be standing on? And see what comes. You might brainstorm first all your values and then pick the top 2. And if you want to start building the family of your dreams even faster, I've put this journal together so you can start making an impact today. You can grab this in the description below. So now let's go to step number 3. The third step is identify and learn from your role models, good and bad. I would imagine that if you're listening to this, that you already have some kind of laundry list of what you don't want to repeat, that you want to do differently than how you watched your parents behave or do. And if you do, my invitation is right now in this step, write down that laundry list. Make sure it's somewhere written so you can see the list. And note, do not leave out the positives. Every person has something positive that they bring to the table. Every parent has something positive as well. So, of course, we will always feel first the pain, and that's why we don't want to feel the pain, so we're going to more easily remember the things that we don't want to repeat. And you want to write that down because you actually want to break the patterns, and that's great. But in the same time, every parent also has a legacy that you do want to consciously and graciously open up to and receive and be grateful for. And identify those things that you are so grateful. I know my parents, one thing that I received from them is that they're super honest people. They don't know how to fake it. And I cannot be, I'm like feeling chills in my body because that is something that is one of my highest values. And imagine if I needed to deal with parents who were not sincere and honest. So find those things that you are grateful in your parents and write them down. Now you want to include also other relationships that were important in your life that can be models for you that you want to learn from. It can be an aunt, it can be a grandparent. In my case, it was both. One of my aunts were kind of like a mother figure in my life. I felt so loved by her. And my grandfather, in the same way, was an extremely emotive person, and I slept a lot in his house. I felt like his pet. But unfortunately, when I was 11, I lost my grandfather, and that was a very big loss. In spite of that, he still has a very big part of who I am today. So what are the things? Who are the people in your life? Maybe a family friend that you want to mark those things down as well. The aspects that you want to embody as a parent when you have your children. And keep a log. Maybe you'll find somebody in the park and it annoys you how that parent treats their child. Write it down in the log. You don't want to do that. So on and so forth. Now to step 4, which is build your trust in yourself and in your abilities. A lot of times, couples or singles who want to create a family suffer from self-doubt. They don't believe they can actually become the kind of parent that they really want to be. And they're hesitant, they withhold, and that's normal. And what I find working with clients over the years is that a lot of that self-doubt is really coming from you not having role models that were there for you, that were present for you in a way that they stood outside of you, supporting, just like if you would be a tree, supporting you to grow into the fullness of who you are as a human being. Instead, they wanted to make you fit into their mental construct, into their emotional container, and might not have had room to affirm you, to support you. And that left you doubting yourself. Maybe there's something wrong with you, creating a plethora of limiting beliefs about yourself, rather than understanding that this was a flaw in how you were parented. And that can carry into adulthood. So healing your inner child and building your self-confidence is truly going to help you take the leap and take those steps to actualize your family dream and your dream family. And step number 5 is perhaps the most difficult one. And I want you to really pay attention here. And that is asking and answering difficult questions. So before you do something as grand as starting a family, And I know if you're here, you want to do that intentionally. You also want to give room for the more sensitive questions or issues that you want to resolve and get clear on before you actually have your child. So one typical question is about your partner. Am I with the right partner? A lot of people push through a relationship and they think, I'm going to have a baby, it's going to bring us together. Will it? Maybe. You don't want to do that before you're clear that this is the partner that you want to have a child with. So asking those difficult questions, maybe asking yourself, what am I afraid I'm going to lose once I have a child? You want to identify all those fears that are living somewhere inside you, but it's not fully expressed, but it's more holding you energetically. But when you get it out on paper, then are you able to really resolve it? But if it's all like, oh, my life is going to change and I can't really have a child, but I want a child, that's really going to keep you stuck and unhappy, because we want to have everything flow and harmonize so it all can work beautifully together. And that will take doing this exercise and asking those difficult questions, all of them, and answering them. It's not going to be a 10-15 minutes like step number 2, which is brainstorming. It's going to take more time. It's going to take more emotion. And that's why I would recommend that you create the space for that. I would invite you to create undisturbed time, a safe space, not just randomly on a train station, a place where you can cry if emotions come up, a place where you feel held. Perhaps if you're in a good relationship, do it together with your partner. And of course, if you feel this is a little too sensitive and difficult for you, you're always welcome to hire a mentor so you don't do it yourself, and somebody safe, you feel safe with, can hold space for you, hear you out fully, and really give you the room to get clear and resolve all the issues that are necessary to look at before you actually start your dream family. So I hope you can do all these 5 steps. And with all of that, I have no doubt that you are on the path to an amazing and happy family. And don't forget, if you want to start journaling immediately, I've put this journal together that you can start making an impact today. And you can grab this in the description below. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you in our next video.